You know what? I don't get excited that easily. Well, unless... Chocolate. Lots of chocolate. No, but seriously, this might be the best mouse for graphic design and video editing. Now, before you smash your keyboard in the comment section, let's get one thing out of the way. I know I'm late to the party. This mouse came out over 2 years ago, and it's still super relevant and people keep buying it, so take care of your keyboard. So this is the MX Master 3 from Logitech, and I got myself the Mac edition. Now, why am I saying this might be the best mouse for video editing and graphic design? I'm looking at 3 things. For me, it's price, functionality, and design. So if you just heard what I said, if you're a gamer, this is obviously not for you. The way I see it, if you're a graphic designer or a video editor, you might be considering buying this mouse, and probably this is not the first video you're watching on it. So, first things first, the price, it is a bit expensive for a mouse. It still goes for around $100, but in my opinion, you do get the value for your buck. I've tried plenty of mice in the... Mice? Mice. I've tried plenty of mice in the past, both with cord and wireless, different brands, different size factor. I gotta say, this one is pretty good. And listen, I'm old enough to be allowed to complain about shoulder pain. And if you didn't know this by now, if you work at a computer for hours in a row and your hand doesn't stay on a mouse on a more or less 45-degree angle and it's kind of like straight like this, you're gonna get a lot of shoulder pain. Thank me later. Have you seen those TikToks? Shoulder pain? I'm a chiro. I'll show you how to release it. With that said, let's talk about the design. So, as I said, the form factor was pretty important for me. I love how naturally my hand sits on it, but my favorite part is the resting area for your thumb. I love this matte black color, but also the silver aluminum finish on the 2 scroll wheels. First, you must know that the Mac version only comes in the box with a USB-C charging cable. It does not come with a USB receiver dongle. And that's because if you have a Mac, the way you connect to it is through Bluetooth. Bluetooth? Speaking of charging, you can easily charge it using the port in the front, and what I really like is that while it's plugged, you can still use it. Not only that, but a full charge lasts about 70 days. You're gonna forget to charge this thing. But if you do, 3 minutes of charge will get you about 8 hours of work. Using this button right here, you can connect to up to 3 devices and you can easily switch between all 3 of them. I'm not using my mouse pad anymore. The 4000 dpi sensor means that this mouse tracks on almost any surface. My desk is full on glass and I have no problems with it. And the last thing on the bottom here, this on and off button, I suggest to stop playing with it because when you're not using it, it goes into some sort of standby mode and barely uses any battery. The 2 wheels, the one on the top and the one on the side, are very smooth to use. The one on the top has 2 modes. It has ratchet mode, which is more of a, it gives some sort of feedback, and it has steps when scrolling. And if you use the button next to it, you can switch it to free mode, which is infinite scrolling. The thumb wheel really changed how I edit videos in Final Cut Pro because now I can scroll horizontally in my timeline. Plus, I've customized these 2 buttons to zoom in and zoom out of my timeline. Speaking of customization, my favorite part is that you can assign every single button to do something different in the other apps you're using. Last but not least, there's this thing called Logitech Flow. And what this does is it allows you to use the mouse at the same time on 2 different devices, no matter if it's a Mac and a PC. Plus, and get this, it allows you to copy-paste files from Mac to Windows. Right-click on Mac, copy, right-click on Windows, paste. What? And the last thing I didn't mention yet is On this area here where you rest your thumb, it actually has a button, and out of the box it comes predefined with Mac gestures. I think that's pretty cool, but I found myself not using it as much because my thumb has to travel a little bit to the back to actually find the button. Unfortunately, not the whole area is clickable, so for now I'm using those gestures on the Mac with my left hand on the trackpad. But you know, that's pretty much it. These are the reasons of why I think this mouse is the best for video editing and graphic design. But that's all from me today. If you've watched the video until here, thank you so much for doing so. Please remember to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel a lot. And I'll see you next week. Ciao!